The Wasteland. It's an action platformer, it's kind of a Metroidvania style game, and it's inspired by a T.S. Eliot poem that's also called The Wasteland. I think that's pretty unique. A video game inspired by a poem. The setup is that you play King Xiron III, ruler of all the lands. He's on a hunting expedition, and it seems some of his soldiers like to run around the camp frantically. Then he meets a mysterious god of the forest and decides to reenact Princess Mononoke. Everything sucks afterwards, all the king's men are killed, everything is on fire, and you meet a mysterious floating Shaolin monk. You realize that the world has gone to hell, and all the creatures hate you. I mean, all the creatures. Hate. All of them. So the Wasteland is Metroidvania in the sense that you are going from area to area in a non-linear fashion. You need to find new weapons and new upgrades in order to progress through the different areas. There is no real leveling up, and it doesn't seem to have any kind of currency, but the backgrounds and towns remind you of Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. But the platforming really feels solid, especially after finding the double jump boots. The setting feels unique, the enemies are strange. Actually, I'm not exactly sure if I like the enemies so far, but the first boss encounter is pretty awesome, even though it looks suspiciously like big worms from another Miyazaki film. You also get a secondary weapon. The first one you find is a regular bow and arrow. Coupled with the double jump, you can pull off some pretty cool shots. Combat does take some getting used to. Of all the retro elements of the Wasteland, this is where it really feels like an old NES action game. It's not necessarily the tightest or best combat I've ever played, but after about 30 minutes, it feels like a game I played 25 years ago. Probably the weakest aspect is the music and sound. It isn't really terrible, but it's more that the music loops over and over and over and over again. Sound effects are alright, but nothing classic. Getting to a new area gets you a new song, so there's that. All in all, I have enjoyed what I played of The Wasteland. Lots of other games try to be retro, but this one really has it in spades. It captures all that is good and bad of a Castlevania-inspired action game.